Hello, everybody. Well, November 2nd has passed, and the Republicans have taken over Congress, the majority in Congress. In Tennessee, we now have a Republican governor, and quite a few of the state representatives are Republicans. So now the Republicans have the opportunity to try to do something once again. If it's like it's been in the past, it's kind of either a seesaw or that's the only word that I can come up with. It's either Democrat or Republican, like a seesaw. And one party says that they can straighten things out. But I've almost come to the conclusion that we may be on the point of no return on some of the problems. The thing that amazes me is how successful we have been as a country with our political gyrations. That's amazing. And I tell you why I think it is because we know that we have the ability to go and vote. You don't have to worry about being intimidated. Of course, you have a few idiots around the country, but I mean, there's such a minority that they're not going to determine a vote because people are afraid to vote. People are not afraid to vote in this country. And that ballot box has kept us free. We've got a lot of problems. Of course, there's a lot of problems in the world. But, you can go and cast your vote, and you have people, Democrats, Republicans, mingling together, people that you know. And sometimes it's kind of a festive occasion to go out and vote. And when I vote, I tell you what I think of more than anything when I vote is I think of all the men and women in uniform and out of uniform that have served or are serving our country. It's their sacrifice that made it possible for my wife and I to get in our car and drive no more than, a couple of miles out the road to where we vote and never look over my shoulder. I never worry about who's looking at me or wondering if I'm voting or not voting. And when I go in there, some of the people working in the polls are Democrats. They knowing that I'm probably going to vote for a Republican. But it's kind of a congenial atmosphere. And as long as we can do that in our country, we will stay strong. And eventually, we'll solve our problems. But if it ever gets to a point, of course, there's a lot of people now think that your vote doesn't count. But that's the only thing that we have. My wife says, and I agree with her, she says the only thing that we have is a prayer and a vote. And with her, that prayer is before the vote. A lot of times I forget to think that way. But as long as we have that vote in this country, we will solve our problems. And I'm hoping that we will solve our problems once again. Well, that's my video about the November election. We'll see you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.